Hello, friends. When people go to amusement parks, they are usually in search of new and unforgettable experiences and an adrenaline rush for sure. And the last thing they think about is the fact that amusement parks can be very dangerous places. You will now see the 5 most gruesome incidents at amusement parks. Number 5, an incident in Pakistan. One person was killed while on a ride at an amusement park in the city of Multan, Pakistan. Another 12 were injured. The incident occurred in Jinnah Park. On the ride, there were 2 rows of seats filled with people. Halfway through, one of the seat restraints disconnected, causing a man to fly off the ride directly onto the concrete ground right in front of the ride operator. The man suffered multiple fractures and was taken to the hospital where he later died. The police arrested the amusement park owner and the ride operator. In addition, the park was temporarily closed for a thorough inspection. Number 4, fun turns into a nightmare. Kenny Edwards and his son received multiple injuries and burns when riding down a slide at Utah's Olympic Park. On July 3, 2016, Kenny and his 4-year-old son were riding down a long metal slide when a sharp turn threw them sliding onto the hot metal. In a state of shock, Kenny did not immediately realize that he had received multiple burns until his son pointed to his bloody hands and feet. Kenny climbed out of the slide and gave a sign to the next rider to help his young son down. Kenny's surprised wife retrieved her son from a stranger and saw his badly burned and scraped hands. Kenny had multiple third-degree burns on his arms and legs and 90% of his buttocks. Although the park administration warns visitors not to touch the hot metal slide, they warn that it can cause serious injury. Number 3, an incident on a Ferris wheel. This ride is a wheel with seats located around the edges. It not only revolves, but also moves from side to side. The wheel was moving pretty well when, for some reason, it fell on its side, directly onto the concrete ground. During this incident, 1 person was killed and 9 were injured. It is surprising how few victims there were as a result of the incident, as the wheel crashed with all its force onto the ground with at least 20 people on it. This would not have happened if the amusement park administration had taken the appropriate safety measures. Number 2, a terrible accident with a spinning wheel. One weekend at a Shanghai amusement park, a terrible incident occurred. When the children were seated on a swing ride and it started moving, there were no signs of trouble. Suddenly, the upper wheel of the ride started to sink down, and in the next moment, it fell with a crash to the ground. Many children on the ride were in the balance of death as it fell just wide of them. It even threw one boy up an entire meter as the 5-ton construction fell right on the back of his seat. Luckily, no one was killed, although many suffered mild to moderate injuries. Number 1, an incident in South Korea. When one of the rides at an amusement park suddenly broke, people were forced to sit for about 2 hours, 25 meters in the air until help arrived. When the firefighters finally got to the people, they were told that they would soon be taken down from there. Many breathed a sigh of relief and thought the worst was over. However, the ride's emergency brakes suddenly failed, and the ride began to fall down under its own weight. At a height of 5 meters, it stopped again. When the ride had begun to fall, a firefighter who was on the crane slipped out and fell down to the ground. Another man was able to catch and hold on to the crane, but soon also fell to the ground. Since the crane was no longer working, people had to get down with the help of ropes. Incredibly, no one was killed in this terrible accident. Even the firemen, who fell out of the basket and flew 15 meters, got away with only a couple of broken bones. Thanks for watching, friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and see you soon.